up, gents? It's your boy Sean C, and today we're back with another banger. Today we're getting a clip from the show Iyanla Fix My Life, about 300 single modern women who are looking to find out why they are single. Now with Iyanla, they get exposed. She all about exposing folk, okay? But they are there to take some accountability. Now listen, there are some real gems that we can take away from this episode that'll help us understand why women's dating standards are extremely high. Without further ado, let's get started.
I want you to reach under your chair and you're going to see a board and a pen. Here's what I want you to write down. What do you think stands in the way of you finding the love you want? That one guy, that one relationship. So here's how you're going to write it. What gets in my way is blank. Fill in the blank. What gets in my way is what? How I stand up. Here she go. Hold it up so we can see. What gets in her way is the fact that she overanalyzes. Is she by herself? Raise your hand, raise your hand. Hold it up so we can see. Okay, what gets in the way is the fact that, hold it right to your bosom, right there, because I wanted to frame your face so that you're clear about what you do. How does that look, though?
I mean, if he doesn't call me soon enough after a date, then I think, oh, he just isn't interested when maybe he's busy or whatever. Or I think if he doesn't say something that I want him to say on the date, like if he doesn't compliment me enough, then I'm analyzing everything and it's making me crazy, and then I appear insecure, which I'm not, but it looks that way.
Well, sure you are. If you overanalyze, you are insecure. Could you own that?
I'll own it.
Well, let me hear you. I have some insecurities that get in the way.
I have several insecurities.
That get in the way?
Yes.
All right, there you go. See, we got to get to the truth.
Now this first woman says that she overthinks too much. How many of you guys have heard women say that they overthink too much? It's these ones that overthink too much that you find yourself in the fights with. They are quick to start fights because whatever the reality is in their head, it comes out some random time. But if the reality in their head doesn't match what they're thinking and feeling, then it's a fight. Most women think like this, that if you don't call or you don't text right on time, that you're not interested. I probably lost so many potential women just on the fact that like maybe I got busy the next day or something like that, especially with being in the military. Let's say we were out on the weekend, I had duty and I just couldn't call. That kind of stuff would happen. And then of course the girl would lose interest because she thought that I blew her off or I wasn't trying to talk to her when I just was really busy and I couldn't get back to her. How many of you dealt with that stuff? And do you see the delusion? She said, and I quote, "If he doesn't say what I want him to say." Wait, what? What they have in their head is expectations. You don't meet the expectations they put in their head. She said, if he doesn't say what I want him to say or compliment her enough, she feels insecure. It's making you feel crazy, lady, because you are crazy. Now listen, she on the show, right, to try to find why she's single. Yet she can't even take accountability when she's asked right in her face. She's on the show to figure out why she's single, and then when she's asked to take accountability in the moment, she even struggles to do that. And that's not common just to her. A lot of women have a hard time taking accountability for their actions. They're quick to make men or everybody else in their life take accountability, but they won't take accountability on action.
What you write? Come on, stand up. Let me see. Tell me.
What gets in the way is that I'm not direct with what I want. I play out a story.
Whoa, who doesn't ask for what they want and then get pissed off when they don't get it? High pissosity. Thinking that he's supposed to know. Men can't read minds. They barely read labels.
How many times have you been around women that expect you to be able to read their mind? Right? Now, as the woman stated, there is a story or a narrative that plays in her head. And that narrative comes from this belief that everyone has a quote unquote soulmate. This soulmate, this Hollywood fantasy. And the reason why I said the soulmate is because soulmates in the movies and the stories, they fit each other's sentences. They know what the other person wants. They're on the same page. And what they don't get is this is a Hollywood script. Of course, they're on the same page. You wouldn't go watch the movie otherwise, would you? When you don't live up to the expectations that they they have for you inside their head, then they get mad at you again. And then you're back to arguing again. You see how there's a pattern here. You notice that? If you call a woman out on her BS, the narratives that she have in her head that don't make sense to us, then you get deflection, or worse, you get her where she gets tangential on you. And that means that you could be fighting about one thing, and when she gets tangential, the fight ends up somewhere else, somewhere where she can win the fight. If you're with that type of woman, you are in a very bad place. And hey, we read labels.
Now, what is this about the laziness? What gets in my way is laziness. What that mean? Stand up. You're lazy. What does that mean? You're lazy. Yes. Stand up, boo.
I don't make it a priority, I guess. I am...
Too busy?
Yes, I'm very busy.
Oh, that's not lazy, then. See,
Well-
you're saying lazy when you're busy. What kind of truth is that?
Well, I know, but I don't prioritize. Like, I don't make it... I sit on my couch on a Saturday
Do
night.
you want to be in a relationship?
Yes.
Why?
Because...
Sit down.
Done the dating profile thing. Have you all ever seen a woman's dating profile where she talks about she's real busy, she don't have a lot of time, but she's on this app anyway? Like, why would you do that? Why would you get on a dating app and you don't have the time to really date somebody? Second, notice that she says that she doesn't even prioritize dating, that she's just at home on a Saturday night. She gets asked, well, don't you want to be in a relationship? And she says yes. And she has no clue why. But none of her actions show that this woman wants to be in a relationship and or is ready. So here it is, these women will be scared to talk to men, blame you for everything, and haven't taken the required steps to be ready to be in a relationship. And they wonder why we wind up holding back our feelings, because we can see them pushing us out. The reason why the modern woman wants to be in a relationship is because it's what they've been taught. It's what they've been led to believe that they're supposed to do. But none of the actions in their life leading up to that point has made them really ready for what it takes to be a wife. They can be in, some of them could be in relationships. They good at that. And they'll say I do. But all that is supposed to be leading into marriage, or at least some type of long-term commitment. And men just don't see that from women nowadays. So how you gonna get a man to commit and you guys don't even display like y'all want to be in a relationship, like this lady right here? Now this next scene, Iyanla starts to ask the women if they've ever said any type of negative limiting phrases, things that would hold them back from finding the person that they want to be able to not be single again. And she has them stand up if they've ever said any of these phrases. And we're gonna go through them one by one.
Offer you some limiting beliefs and fears. If you've ever thought this to yourself, if you've ever said it to your girlfriend, if you've ever heard a girlfriend say it to you, if you think it when you're in the bathtub on a Saturday night, being lazy, wondering why you don't have no date, I want you to stand up. All the good ones are taken. Ever had that thought? Stand up.
Now the first one was, all good men are taken. There are plenty of good men out there. They usually just don't come in the package that these women want them to come in. They don't have the 6 packs, the 6 figures, or the 6 feet like these ladies, these modern women want from a man. Additionally, they say that all good men are taken. And the reason why a lot of women say that all good men are taken is because they'll look at their girlfriends or look at their friends' friends, and they'll see them in relationships and they'll say, wow, that looks good. That's what I want. All the good men are taken, because I don't find that the delusion in the head about what it should look like.
Men don't want to commit. Ever had that thought? Stand up.
Now the second one is, men don't want to commit. This one is pretty fair. I remember my time, I definitely dodged a number of relationships. But the reason why men tend to dodge relationships is because they're trying to be real with women. They're just not ready. There's other things they're trying to do. But I would even submit, there's times that I've even dodged relationships because I just did not see the wife potential in the woman that I was seeing. I mean, that's just being real. And the other part is, both parties get scared to talk about commitment. Women are scared to talk about commitment because they're scared to run a guy off by talking about it. And men are scared to talk about commitment because it could mean not getting the relations that they want.
I can't trust men. Ever had that thought? Stand up.
What a woman can't trust is herself. See, the thing is, women say that they can't trust men, but the problem is they keep picking the same types of dudes. They keep picking the Chads and they keep picking the Tyrones, and these dudes keep messing with them. That continues to hurt them over and over again.
You can't trust men, you're gonna draw men that can't be trusted.
Then the problem isn't all men. It's you, baby.
I don't need a man. I can take care of myself. Yeah,
The last and the most dreaded one of all of the excuses that women make for why they are single. I don't need a man. Any ladies that's watching right now, let me tell you something. If a man doesn't feel wanted, if a man has to deal with your masculine energy, or if a man doesn't feel that his efforts are being reciprocated back in a way where he feels appreciated as a man, then why would he want to deal with this type of woman who thinks this way? Well, bottom line, gents, like Iyanla said, women thinking these things are pretty much manifesting their own defeat. If you go out on a date with a woman and she's already manifesting these thoughts in her head, she's probably already defeated the chance for you all to have something good, potentially have something great. When real men, good men, ask what a woman brings to the table, it's not to shirk away from his own accountability for himself and what he's been through. It's to make sure that this woman has truly thought out why she wants a man and why she needs a man, and more importantly, what value that she brings to a man who is willing to make the effort to change her life. There are some people that believe that women are not at fault, that women have no faults whatsoever. Watch this video right here of this man who thinks that women have no faults at all, and he roasts Kevin Samuels and all men at the same time.